Welcome back to our channel, Hear Me Out with D.
And E.
And today's video, we're going to be talking about a very interesting rumor that's been going around. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, everything. Come
Join
on
us.
over. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, very interesting rumor. It's been going around for a little while, and this particular video is about a certain clip that we heard directly from, what do you call it? The lion's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, if you guys don't know who Georgina Rodriguez is, she is, I guess you could say, most well known for being the girlfriend of one of the most popular and one of the greatest soccer players of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. And he's the most followed man on Instagram, y'all. I want to say he's the most followed person, if I'm not mistaken.
More
Like,
than Messi?
more than Messi, more than any Kardashian you can think of, more than Selena or Taylor. Anyway, more.
Mm.
So his girlfriend, Georgina, she has over 30 million followers, and a lot of that comes from her association with one of the most popular men on social media. Now the rumor is that there may be trouble in paradise.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know. This is alleged. We're not out here to say this is for sure. But it's interesting because it has been swirling around for a while.
Mhm.
And from my understanding, they've been engaged for a while, but
I
they're still
didn't
not
know they
married.
were engaged.
Yeah, I think so. She has a huge rock on her finger.
Yeah, but she
Like,
rotates them like she rotates her underwear. Like I didn't think it was anything serious.
oh gosh.
I
I
never seen
mean,
a formal proposal. I'm just telling you the truth.
honestly, I can't recall a formal proposal now that I think about it. But I mean, okay, so they share six children. Three that he had with her, and he already had three children prior to her. But she is
She was securing
stepmama.
the bag. I just have to say it. Okay.
You just
No
had to
shade.
throw that in there.
I just had to. I'll be called. Continue.
Um, so again, they have six children together. Unfortunately, one did pass away at birth. She was pregnant with twins. I want to say it was last year. And only one of the babies made it. Either way, they share all these children together. They have tons of homes everywhere around the country, as you will hear directly from Georgina pretty soon. And yeah, rumors are nothing new. This is not, anything crazy, but it was interesting that this clip we heard over the weekend from a Spanish news outlet basically asking her directly, are you guys still together? Or are you going to continue to be together? And so, yeah, that's why we're here today.
She better hold on to that, man. I'm just saying.
Man.
All right. So, like Dee mentioned, we saw a clip from Despierta America, which is like a
Good
staple.
morning, America.
Yeah, a staple in the Latin community. We watch it, one, people that don't go to work, You know. But they basically stopped her. I guess they were at the airport or something.
Yeah,
And
they were somewhere about he was launching an alkaline mineral water brand or whatever. So it was around there somewhere.
so they asked them a couple questions, and we're gonna hear the clip. All right.
Apoyando a
Muy
Cristiano.
bien, siempre. Ya,
Vemos que no hay crisis con Cristiano, siempre se
claro
apoya.
que no, os lo habéis inventado vosotros.
¿Tú cómo ves lo de venirte aquí a vivir?
Yo soy ciudadana del mundo, me encanta volar y me encanta vivir por todos los
Por lo
lugares.
tanto, no descartáis venir.
Claro, nosotros tenemos casa por aquí, nosotros en España, Portugal, Italia, Inglaterra.
¿Os gustaría casaros en un futuro?
Claro que sí.
Todo este proyecto.
Sí, muchas gracias, está todo bien, todo bien.
Qué importante además que Georgina, ¿no?, te acompañe en este
Está siempre
viaje.
conmigo.
No hay nada de crisis, que se ha dicho que había crisis.
Pues vosotros conocen la empresa mejor que yo.
¿Te gustaría casarte con ella?
Un día seguro.
Gracias, Cristiano.
Un día por seguro.
So that means one day for sure. And that last voice you heard was Mr. Ronaldo himself. Okay, so briefly, the journalist was asking first Georgina if if the crisis was over. right? Because there'd been rumors that they might be ending their relationship. And so, crisis over, is that what's going on? And I think she kind of alluded to like that's not anything that came from them, right? That came from the press. Then it was the question about um are you planning on living here or something like that? And she said, we have houses everywhere in Portugal, Spain, blah, blah, blah. And some question that I couldn't understand where she ended up saying, I'm a citizen of the world.
How arrogant is that? I can't.
I mean, I loved it personally, but we'll get to that in a second. And then the other question, are there wedding bells soon? And well, maybe not soon. I think she may have just said like, "Are there wedding bells?" And she said, "Of course," or something along those lines. Now, what you couldn't see because obviously you're hearing the clip is that her sister was there with her, and her sister kind of pushed her out of the way, like, "Let's go, keep it moving." As soon as the wedding question came up,
Oh yeah.
so yeah. So now afterwards, they then asked Ronaldo himself, Georgina's here with you, and he's like, she's always supporting me. And then they asked him about the crisis, and I think he said, you guys apparently know more. And then it was, are you planning on marrying her one day for sure? Is what his response was. Now, there was somebody pushing him off. That's just his answers, and then he walked off, I think. So I don't know. What do we make of all of this whole little thing?
I don't know. I mean, he did move to Saudi Arabian soccer club, so and they made this big exception for
Yeah.
Georgina. As you probably guys know or don't know, they're into marriage, and you can't,
They have
what's
strict laws.
yeah, they have strict laws with marriage and women's behavior with men and stuff like that. They can't cohabitate. So
Right.
they exclusively made
An exception.
this exception for them. So I think if it wasn't serious, like he wouldn't have brought her. I mean, they do
Right.
share kids, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just weird, I guess.
It's really interesting, and I want to say that I did hear, or I started to hear the rumors kind of going back like when the move happened to Saudi Arabia and the whole exception thing came about or exemption thing came about. Um and so I mean, listen, the life of a soccer player, it's you're here one day, you're here the next, unfortunately. And Ronaldo's someone who's been at a couple of different clubs in the last several years. Prior to this, he was with Manchester United, which is in England, where they were living at for, some time together. Prior to that, they were in Italy when he was with Juventus. And then prior to that, the longest club he was with was Real Madrid. So they were in Spain. So yeah, movement happens, right? And when you have kids, I would assume that the best thing to do is to kind of give them some sort of, like normalcy and consistency. So also, though, they're very particular about sticking together. And yeah, why make this exemption happen if you're not serious about this person? I mean, granted, he also had 3 kids with her. I would hope this is serious, you know? And Georgina's gotten her own reality show. It's on season 2 now on Netflix. It's called I Am Georgina. That's a
Which
whole
will be
nother thing.
coming soon.
Yes, that's a whole nother video. But, again, rumors. And then now, here's where I think E and I can really get into things. The Latin community, the Spanish community,
We're rough.
we are harsh. We can be the toughest critics, guys. Like,
The
so when
most
this clip,
judgy, the toughest critics. Like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Like, so
yeah,
Georgina is definitely on the outs of our community for
I
some reason.
mean, okay, so I think, right, that we need to give the girl a chance. Like, this isn't a life that most of us know of or have lived through or whatever. But the comment section,
I know we're comment creepers, guys. That is what we do. So in this clip, we were like, okay, so what's going on? What are people saying? Negative stuff.
negative.
Basically, the Latin community is attacking her for being uber ostentatious. She doesn't know how to talk to people, to the press. She needs more education. Who does she think she is? I mean, I can read it to you in Spanish, deal translated in English, but
Yeah.
our people are rough. I mean, it's kind of funny, kind of not. I mean, that's my little sick humor, but let me look for some comments here. All right. All right. So one person said, Georgina siempre reclamando sus cosas materiales. Que tenemos cosas aquí, que tenemos cosas allá. Todos sabemos que son multimillonarios. No hay necesidad de decirlo con esa soberbia.
So basically, that translates to Georgina's always claiming all of her materialistic things. We have things here, we have things there. There's no need to tell us what you guys have. We know you are multimillionaires. It's just very, like, what would it be, prideful or soberbia, like kind of just,
Like,
headstrong.
yeah, kind of like arrogant, kind of
Mhm.
like, rude
Yeah,
in a sense.
yeah.
So another person said, su respuesta de casarse no se vio con tanta emoción.
So that translates to her answer about the wedding or about getting married didn't seem like it was very exciting or, had any kind of anything to it.
Right.
Oof.
There's a few, I think they're funny, but maybe
Of
not to
course she
her.
does.
She
Of
needs to
course she
read
does.
it. Another person said, que vacía es.
That hurts because that says, how empty is she? Mm.
Another one, la Gio siempre tan humilde. And I'm adding my own inflection to it because that's the way I'm reading it.
So that is basically saying, oh, Gio is always so humble. And I think we take that with some sarcasm seeped in there.
Um, let's see. There's another one that says, lo que pasa con Georgina es que vino de nada y pues no tiene la educación que debe de tener cuando tienen tanto dinero que ellos presumen. Alguien debería contactar una consejera de relaciones públicas para que le enseñen cómo se debe de contestar.
Well, that was a handful.
Yeah.
So, what that means basically and just is that she comes from nothing. She didn't learn the ways of the rich or the educated. So, she needs to hire a PR team to help her talk better to people. That's harsh.
Our people are
God, that was rough.
so they keep saying, how empty she is, muy
Oh my
vacía la
gosh.
señora. Why does she have to talk so much? And it's basically a lot of Spanish comments here.
Yeah.
Uh, but praising Ronaldo for sure. Oh, thank you for doing this. Thank you for contributing to soccer. So she's definitely not liked in our community at
Mhm.
all. I mean, every comment is kind of repetitive at this point.
Listen, I think that's just a bunch of crap. Like, how are you gonna sit here and just like honor him? Oh my God, he's the best, and he's done this and that. And then you're gonna trash the woman that he decided to spend his life with, that he decided to have children with. Like, you cannot say he's this great person. Then what does that make him for being with someone that you claim is vacía, which is empty? Like, how does that make sense, guys?
I think it's just the whole story behind it and maybe the way she behaves. So, for those who don't know, Ronaldo met Georgina, like she used to work at Gucci, and I guess they rekindled this romance. And, fast forward to today, they are where they are. So, to us, the Latin community, it seems like, she was on the come up and now she is like, if you guys have seen her in the tabloid, she's so flashy. She wears like two engagement rings at a time, all this jewelry, Birkins and Kellys and magazine covers. Is very, very ostentatious. And while I love that, and maybe a lot of, other people do, there's this sense of I'm better than thou. And I think that's what is ticking
Hurts.
people off,
It's what hurts
especially
the
in the
Latino community.
it irks even if you have $5 more than somebody else, they'll be like, oh, just because, she had XYZ, she had crab and lobster, she thinks she all that. That's how we are. I don't know what it is. That's
Yeah.
how we grew up. I can slip into those kinds of thoughts. I'll be like, who does she think she is? Just because she got, she's matching today. Like it could be anything, to be honest.
She's matching.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she just bought new clothes and she don't know how to act. So basically, it's kind of like I think that's the way the Latin community sees her. That
Yeah.
she's not really humble per se.
Right.
And even in her comments now, she was like, "Oh, I'm a citizen of the world." Who says that? Oh, we have houses in England and Italy and this and that. And I'm like, okay, that's a little out of touch. We just came out of the pandemic. There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people struggling. Inflation up the wazoo right now. I, food, can we find eggs? Where's the toilet paper? Like regular
Oh my
people are
gosh.
suffering right now. So
Yeah.
that sounds a little arrogant, a little out of touch.
Yeah.
And she has just this aura about her that's beyond being ostentatious. It's a little arrogant.
Gotcha. I totally can understand why you and pretty much the rest of the Latin community feels a certain way about her. We all are guilty of making, these comments like, who does she think she is? Like, calm down, sit down. Yes, we're all
Take
guilty
central
of
seats,
it.
weigh all that
That's
down.
gross.
And we could be even more harsh. You'll be like, she came from nothing. She was working here. Like, we are so mean.
It's bad, y'all. It's really bad.
Bad.
But my thought process on this, and the reason why I have followed her and I've watched her Netflix docuseries and all that, is because like, yes, while you can tell she's new money, right? Like that's essentially what she is.
Mhm.
She's still somebody that did come from nothing and now is somewhere else. Now, granted, you can attribute that to her being with this man and, the doors that opened for her and everything. But at the end of the day, she's here. She's here and she's not going nowhere, right? Like she has walked Khan's red carpet. She's been draped in all of, the most like expensive jewelry and clothing and haute couture and everything you could think of. This is her life now. So this is who she is now. And I think that like to make it seem as though, you know, it's such a negative thing, but like people don't say that about, or at least our community, we don't say that about people from other races when they're being ostentatious, when they're flaunting all of their stuff and the different things that they have. So to me it's like I'm not going to sit here and like judge her on everything she has. Is it a little bit gaudy sometimes? Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like she's in a different tax bracket now, y'all. How's she supposed to act? She's still supposed to act like she's buying food from like the corner. Like, no, that's not who she is anymore. She's not going to Ross. She's not going to Target. Like she's living a different kind of life. I'm sorry. Like we go to Starbucks instead of a Target. She probably like can own a Starbucks, like it's a different world. And that's okay. You don't have to, care for, her being this or that. But to like comment all those things, I was just like, whoa, that was a little bit much. And also like the whole PR thing. Okay. Yeah, most people don't know how to talk to the press. Most people don't know how to like talk in certain circles. Why? Because who is brought up in this kind of life? Unless you're a celeb kid, how are you going to know how to navigate these things? Should she get a PR? Maybe. Maybe she has a team. Maybe she's trying to get a team. Like, we don't know. But the whole thing is just that, like, this is who she is. She's learning. She's growing. Maybe in a few years, she's going to be way more demure and quiet. And people are still going to find something negative to say about her. So, anyway, that was just my thought on it.
Well, just to switch it a little bit, J-Lo has been how long in acting and
Oh,
all that? Like
30
decades,
years? Yeah.
30 years plus. The Latin community dislikes her.
Still. Oh,
And
man.
we can say J-Lo, very fashion forward. She's always dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
reputable career, singer, actress, entrepreneur, you name it. Hispanics, Latinos, Latin people, Spanish people, whatever you want to call us.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, J-Lo, you know, which marriage is this? Number 8, 10, 12? J-Lo, she can't keep a man. You know, J-Lo, she thinks she all that. Like, it's just our
Negative.
I don't think Georgina is ever going to be on the Latino community's good graces. It's
Probably
just
not.
some
Probably
people
not.
are just like targets, and we just
Yeah. But you know what I don't see them doing clips of, and I don't see them interviewing her about her charity work. Like, if you watch her series, she does charity work. She's heavily involved in trying to make people's lives better, in particular children. She's a woman of faith, like strong faith. And that's not something that people are out here talking about. Like, huge person of faith. Like, that's literally one of the main recurring things in both of like the seasons she's had, and you know, the sort of help that she tries to do. And like, sure, some of it to like people, it can look a little disingenuous, but like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it to me, especially when she's like going to visit the kids, you know, that are at these, like, I'm not sure if they're orphanages or something like that, but you know, she seems very genuine with it. And given what she's been through, having lost a child and all that herself, like, you can see how she cares for these kids. And another thing, nobody's out here commenting on how good of a mother she is, how she's taken on 3 other children that weren't hers biologically, and has literally been by their side every single day. And she goes pretty much everywhere with them. That's the other thing that, like, you know, isn't discussed. So, oh, it's one of the things that frustrates me about our community. It's like, it's so easy to like nitpick, but you can't even bother to highlight the positives. Shaking my head.
you know that's not something that we do.
I know.
There's just, you
God,
know, if she combs her hair the wrong way, we're gonna have a problem with
it's a
this.
problem.
It's a problem. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate. I mean, I didn't know about her charity work. Like we mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about Georgina's Netflix series, so I still
Yeah.
have to watch it. And, you know, hopefully it changes my perspective. These are my preliminary thoughts on her. I think she's a little arrogant. I mean, I love
Yeah.
her fashion. Like, can I walk in the closet? Can I take a Birkin home? Like, I'll do it gladly. Let me wear your so I'm a little excited to see, maybe I see her in a different light, but you know,
Yeah.
our people are tough. Minorities can be tough.
You know, I wish I could even tell you who we love, like who our people just loves absolutely. It's kind of hard because they got something to say about everybody. Everybody.
Everybody.
Dang. It would be a bigger list of who we don't like compared to who we do. That's
Yeah,
sad.
I know, and we make fun of everybody. So if we don't like you, we still make fun of you, and it's a
Yeah.
but
I'm sorry,
hopefully,
y'all.
you know, they get married if that's what they desire to do, and
Right.
you know, the paparazzi, they need to chill. They be starting shit, I mean, ish, and you know, I think they just, you know, interfere with people's lives so much.
Yeah.
Like you can't help but not to listen to them. I feel like
Right.
it's so hard to ignore the noise after
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully they're not having discord because of it.
Right.
But you know, whatever they want, you know, I'm cool with. Clearly, they're not asking me if they want to get married. But you know,
Yeah.
hopefully they're having a good relationship and doing.
Yeah. And one last thing, I did read that Cristiano's mom has also been hounded about the rumors, and she said it's all lies. And, you know, every couple fights, but like it's all lies what's being reported. So, you know,
But how
if
did
that's
this
the
even
case,
come to light? Like, why are these
I
rumors?
don't know. Honestly, I think that, like, you know, if a person just happens to overhear something, they run with it. Like, do you remember, speaking of JLo, do you remember the video that she did with Ben way back during their first, you know, relationship? I think it was Jenny from the Block,
Mhm.
where like they made it seem like this paparazzi newspaper came out where like they were fighting, and it was just that Ben was helping her with her contacts or something like that. So I think it's very easy for people to twist things. And unfortunately, the rumors come for everyone, including, somebody like Georgina, who's, even though she's popular, she's not at the level of her husband, or, she's not necessarily like a full-blown like celebrity, but like I said, the rumors come for anybody and everybody. And maybe she just rubbed somebody the wrong way. One of our people. Who knows? And then there you go. Rumor starts.
I know. And then it's all of our people ganging up on her. So that's unfortunate, but hopefully, I don't know. I gotta see this series to really tell you guys how I feel. But if people have watched the series, then why haven't they changed their minds about her?
I don't know. I think that like you will get the sense of the ostentatious, the over the top and everything. So I think people kind of like focus more on that versus the other things. Like I remember during the first season, I mean, mind you, a lot of this is just very much a mindless viewing. So during the first season that she had, there was like a scene where they went, I want to say to Monaco or somewhere where they do the Grand Prix, and she was on a yacht, and it was just like, I think she was dressed in like some Ferrari gear or something, and I was just like, what even is this? It just seemed like, kind of, I don't even know what the word is. It's just like, why am I watching this? But I continued. Now, I will say, I think one of the reasons I like it, I know you'll like it for the fashion and the jewelry and all of the luxury
stuff.
I liked it for the different places she's gone, for like some of the architecture in her home, like, those sort of things that I enjoy, like the travel, yes, the looks, of course, are amazing, but mostly I really like seeing just the different places and their homes, like the architecture, like I said, on some of them things is just like amazing. There's even one episode, and I'm not sure if it's in the first or the second season, where they show Cristiano's cars. That man got some cars. Like, okay. But we're not talking about how ostentatious he is, huh? Anyway, let me stop. I don't want to turn this into a gender thing.
Well, yeah, we don't want to turn this into a gender. But, like I said, hopefully there's no trouble in paradise. I would hate to, for there to be trouble and there's kids. It's always like a sensitive spot for me. Like when there's kids and then there's marital problems. I don't like that stuff. So hopefully the paps chill. Okay, let that girl be. Hispanics, be nicer, including myself. I put myself in the mix. I know. A little too real sometimes. But that's it.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was it for today, guys. Let us know what y'all think. Do you think the rumors are true? Let us know. Just remember to comment, like the video, subscribe, notification bell, everything you can think of. Share with your peoples. Tell them that we're out here talking all this crazy nonsense. Or, maybe tell them that, like, the Hispanic community is a little crazy, but it's okay. Like, we don't exactly mean any harm by it. Like, we're cool.
We're cool. We're chill. For the most part. We have fun. We like family gatherings, fight in between, then hug it out. That's what we do. Right. So comment if you like her. If you don't, send this to your friends. We're trying to bring in some subscribers, give you more content. This is what we do all day long.
Let them know we're bilingual over here. Hello.
We can read and write. Thanks
for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Peace.